All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of New Earth TV Live. And of course, it's a special episode today because I do have my good buddy Zach Hayter that'll be joining us here momentarily as he's going to be sharing a meditation presentation with everybody. And of course, then we're going to get into some group healing, and then we'll be getting into some Q&A as well, too. So welcome, everybody. We, of course, are always going to start off with the announcements, as we always do. One of those announcements, of course, is the Healing Code Cards Mind Deck. Okay, so the Mind Deck is going to be launching officially here on January 20th. Okay, I don't actually have an image for the Mind Deck yet, but basically, if you go to healingcodecards.com on January 20th, you'll see the Mind Deck available there in physical printed edition. All right, so there'll be more information on that. Please just check my Facebook if you're already subscribed. I'll also have information on my MeWe account. Then I also have a post on YouTube as well, too, when that time gets closer, where you guys can, again, grab the Mind Deck printed edition. Okay, and for those of you who have already purchased a digital edition, you have a voucher included in the zip file when you purchase the digital edition. And that voucher gives you 50% off. All right. So January 20th is when that is launching. So again, we'll go ahead now into some announcements. Beautiful, sacred geometrical clothing, apparel, and accessories imbued with spirit source energy to heal, rejuvenate, detoxify, and strengthen the body. Shop now at healingcodeshop.com.
The latest revelation in alternative healing has arrived. The Healing Code Cards, a spiritual technology unlike anything else. Through the power of sacred geometry imbued with pure source energy, physical ailments can become eliminated and detoxified from your body. 36 cards specifically designed to work on the major areas of the body, encouraging natural recovery and increased vitality. Working with the cards are easy, and their healing results are profound. Download our collection of free sample cards so you can experience results for yourself. And don't forget to view our customer testimonials. Our printed Healing Code Card deck is available now with shipping available worldwide. Visit our website at healingcodecards.com.
Okay, and the last announcement is Q&A with Adronis. This is going to be happening tomorrow. Zach is also going to be the moderator for this event tomorrow. So it starts at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Now, what you guys want to do is you want to go to New Earth TV Live. Okay, that's where you will be able to register for free for this event. Okay, let me just pull up the tag here. So again, go to New Earth TV Live for free. Okay, if you don't have an account there already, just go ahead and sign up. It's free. Okay, once you have signed up and you're on the website, just go ahead and click on the Events tab that's on the nav bar. And you'll see this here, Q&A with Adronis, and it's episode 2, okay? And you guys can go ahead and register for free. It will be an open Q&A session. It will be around an hour or so. And so I'm looking forward to doing this with everybody tomorrow. At the end of the month, we're also going to have another webinar with Adronis as well, too. Okay, it's going to be called Earth, the Grand University. I haven't created the poster for that yet, but I will be getting to that this weekend. So there's a lot of exciting events this Saturday. And of course, on Sunday, there is the next Spirit Ambassador Classroom that you can take a look at, which again is under the Events tab on newearthtv.live. Okay, so just go to that website, sign up for free, and you can go ahead and you can register for free for tomorrow's event and for Sunday as well. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my good buddy Zach Hayter now. So let me just go ahead and close this off. There we go. Hey, Zach, good to see you again.
Hey, Brad. Yep, good to see you too. Pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. You were on the inaugural episode, so it's good to have you here again. And like I said, you were really excited to bring this presentation to everybody's attention. Zach just emailed me about a week ago and said, hey, Brad, I got this really great presentation. I want to share that with everybody on New Earth TV Live. And I said, sure. So today is the day to do it. So I'll basically be working with Zach and helping him with the screen share so he can work with the presentation all together. So Zach, I'll go ahead and do that now. And if you want to introduce yourself to everybody in the meantime, feel free to do so.
Excellent stuff. Okay, thank you. Right, well, hi, everybody. I just want to start off by saying it's a real pleasure and it's a real honor to be on this show as it is now in this format, as many people, as I am one with this audience, as this audience is one with me, as many people here, of course, have been watching Brad's content for such a long time, for many years, and got so much value from everything he's done. And yeah, I'd just like to take this moment as a quick opportunity just to say thank you so much, Brad, for everything that you do. And I know that everybody watching this here it also has a very great and fond appreciation for all of the help that you've given to the thousands of people across the world that you have. So thank you, Brad.
Thank you, appreciate it. Are you able to see the presentation here? Okay.
No. So it's just the two of us still,
just
side
the two
by
of
side.
us. Okay, so let me stop sharing here. Okay. So that's pretty odd. What I think you could do, Zach, is if you want to pull up my YouTube link and just go to my channel, I think everybody else might be able to see the shared tab. So let me just make sure I can do that for you.
It's giving me an option to share my screen, actually.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
You could try that and see if that works. We're still just working out the bugs, everybody here. So.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. So let me just turn that on. There we go.
Oh, so this is mine. Brilliant.
Yep,
okay,
yep.
Cool. Right.
So there you go.
Good.
So
Brilliant,
now that you have access to that, Zach, I'll just be in the background here and I'll let you get started with your presentation.
Thank you very much. Okay. So yeah. So that was my speech of fondness and appreciation to Brad and all of his work, and for him bringing spirit through, and for sharing all of the knowledge that he has. So thanks again. Right. So my name is Zach Hayter, and as I said, I've been among this audience for the past 6 years now, watching a lot of Brad's content, as many people have here, and we've all learned a lot. And one thing that I have been finding recently over the past few months is, of course, 2020 for so many of us has been such a very shadow work kind of time. So a few months ago, I had a particular moment where some time where I was going through the, of course, shadow coming up, and I had to bring love to it. And I kind of stumbled across this by accident. So I was going through some heavy times. I was depressed for a while, and of course I was doing the BCR technique that, of course, Brad shares on his channel, as well as the TC technique. And I just started saying I love you to myself, essentially, over and over and over again. And I found it worked just like the visualization method with the BCR technique. But to great effect as well. It was really powerful, and it shifted me out of a depression within a couple of minutes that I'd been in for a few days. So it was amazing. It was quite a revelation for me, a revelatory moment for me at that time. So here I would just like to share with you the short presentation, because the effectiveness of affirmation in love energy cultivation. So, of course, as I mentioned, this really works well, I found, as a complement to the BCR and TC techniques. So, of course, with the BCR technique, focusing mostly on the BCR here, although it works as well with the TC technique, but the TC technique relies upon, in a way, the love energy that's cultivated within the BCR technique. So the BCR technique primarily, at least my observation of it, is that we are cultivating the love energy through visualization. But in this particular process, it's very simple, that I'm going to share with you now. It's through affirmation. So, of course, combining that intention of visualization with that intention of spoken affirmation, it's just very powerful. And combining the two together, it's like some great effects that can come from it. So yeah, so essentially the whole theme of this is essentially, of course, with this whole idea is we want to build up our love energy quotient, our light quotient within our bodies, essentially. And of course, this is why it shares, at least in my perspective, the very same principles that of raising one's consciousness and physicality to that of the rainbow body. It's using the same method of spoken mantra, affirmation, incantation, in order to generate a response within the body. And so, of course, many on this channel, but of course, those who are not aware of this, I'm sure that many here have understood and come across this idea of the rainbow body in the past. And of course, many hundreds, thousands of people throughout time have been able to bring and elevate their consciousness up and their physicality in the process to that of the rainbow body. And of course, I know I'm not entirely familiar with it, but I know as a fundamental part of that practice is this need of, essentially they'll go into a cave and they'll, I think, sit or lie down on their side and essentially just spend hours and days repeating the same incantation over and over and over again until their body literally starts metamorphosizing. I'm not sure how quite to describe that, but it changes and essentially changes its density. So this is essentially what we're doing, but on a kind of a more, how should I say, perhaps a lighter level. We're doing essentially the same thing. We're saying, for example, I love you, I forgive you, and all of this stuff over and over again. So it builds up the level, the light quotient. Okay, so what I would suggest to start with this affirmation process is starting with like a baseline of affirmation, something that you can repeat over and over again. And I found what has been most effective for me is simply, I love you, because it's just saying that to yourself, I love you. That is, to me, that is like pure kind of love intention. And it's just, it works if you make it work. So that's what I'm going to suggest is at the start of this whole process of, say you're in the middle of a emotional conflict, you're crying your eyes out, or you're really angry, or you're really afraid, and you're going through your BCR technique, for example, you're going through the breathing, and then you're going into the state of calmness, and now you're going into positive reinforcement, where you're bringing in that love energy. You're combining, using the process of using visualization. You can also use this process of affirmation. So just starting off with, I love you, I love you, I love you. And just at first, it can seem, of course, a bit strange, and just repeating it over and over again, and it just, something can switch. It might not feel like anything's happening straight away, but something will switch, and you'll start to feel the love energy building up within you. And so that's the baseline of this, is I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, as many times as you feel is needed. But of course, I found, of course, intention is the most important thing as well. So, and of course, it's not just limited to I love you. And you don't even have to use I love you as your baseline affirmation. There's also other affirmations that we can use as well. And of course, it's really good to choose affirmations that are appropriate for what you're going through at the time, and affirmations that are going to positively reinforce you in an appropriate way for the time. So, for example, I am here for you. I hold you unconditionally. I have the utmost compassion for you. I am sorry for what you've been through. I forgive you. You are loved. I've got you. It's okay. I welcome you back into the whole of who I am. I recognize you as a part of me that wants to be expressed and loved unconditionally. I cherish and treasure your presence within me. You are welcome to come home now. I allow you to be here. I embrace and accept you as you are. You are valuable to me. And these are just a few examples. There's so many more that you can create and just use to your own best effect. And of course, intention is everything I found with this. The more, it's okay just saying I love you, I love you, I love you over and over again. And while that can still work, if you really mean it and you really feel it when you're speaking it, and you really embrace yourself with a hug, and you really intend to nurture yourself, kind of really tapping into your feminine aspect, whether you're male or female, and just really getting intimate with yourself to nurture yourself, almost like your own mother would. And just really focusing on that, like kind of getting yourself into a cozy, curly ball and just saying, I love you, I'm here for you. And you're reparenting yourself. And so, of course, as well, focus the affirmations towards the emotion itself. If you do actually have an emotion present, or you're just building up your love energy. Because, of course, focusing that intention of love, compassion, and forgiveness and support towards the emotion is what it needs in order for it to be healed and integrated. And as I was saying before, if you do not feel a shift in your vibration straight away, then that means that more love energy must be cultivated, and there may be some lack to dissolve, or some kind of emotional wall that needs to be melted with love a little bit more in order for you to really start feeling elevated. So it's just being patient and staying consistent, and just putting that loving intention in. And just surprising, I was able to, as I was saying, I think it was a couple of days, a few months back, I was depressed, and I let myself be depressed. I was like, I've got all these tools in my head. It's like, I know how I can elevate myself out of this, but I just chose to sit in the lack. I just chose to sit with the depression for a while, until I got to the point where I was like, right, there's nothing good that's coming of this anymore. I've got all these lessons, time to level it up. And so I put out this affirmation to myself. I snapped out of that depression that I was in for 2 days in 2 minutes, just like you can with the BCR technique. And I just feel this is a very powerful and useful way to do it. And of course, you can practice it anywhere, at any time. You're not just confined to what particular circumstances. So yeah, it's really that simple. And of course, you got this little graphic that I made, but yeah, that's just for fun. And of course, as well, you can get very specific. So say if you've got a particular trauma that you're going through, for example, abandonment, you can focus on things that make you feel connected again in a way, or something that's going to positively reinforce. So with abandonment, I know that affirmations that really help me are, I am with you, I'm your best friend, you are not alone. It's getting on your own side again, having this version of myself now hugging that younger version of myself, and we're walking down the road together and having a great time as best friends. And that's very healing for me with my own abandonment stuff that I've been through over time. So rejection as well. In rejection, you are worthy, you are lovable, you are strong. Now again, these are all just examples, but it's really good to be able to get creative with what's going to work for you in the moment. And of course, abuse, you are safe, you are protected, and no harm will come to you now. More examples, but they just kind of pinpoint that pain point of what you're experiencing in that moment, because ultimately you know what you're feeling, and you know what the opposite is of what you're feeling and what it is that you want to feel. So there we go. I hope that this bit of information helps someone out there, because I know how powerful it is, combining it with the BCR as well. May it help many, and may you be able to bring so much love into yourself, all of the creator's love into yourself, that you are able to melt all of your internal strife away. So infinite love to you all. That's all I really have to say at this point regarding this presentation. So thank you, Brad, and thank you, everyone, and much love to you all.
Great, thank you, Zach, and that's good. That's some good information. Additionally, that people that will help as well too, because I've taken people through the basics with trauma, abandonment, rejection, abuse, and now you're kind of adding to it in a good way to work with affirmations and all that. So how has that been working for you since you've been adding those affirmations?
It's just been, I suppose, really the distinction for me was, for example, in the BCR, you show to essentially, first thing when you wake up in the morning, you focus on doing the BCR first thing, and you cultivate the love energy, bring it into yourself, and you really get it seated in yourself. And then, for example, you kind of take the TC technique, and you get triggered throughout the day, and then you can kind of take that love energy that you cultivated earlier in the day and bring it into you to meet you in the current moment. with the affirmations, it's almost like I can just take a few minutes to like sit down somewhere almost cozy and just like really go into myself and really do that kind of loving affirmational process. And it's just like it's like it's great just to be able to do it on demand with, I find. It's very just quick and easy just to get something.
That's great. Like I said, I'm glad it's working. I mean, that's the whole idea, is that we're doing this on a daily basis. And my goal as a guide is to help you guys do this in the most easiest, simplest way possible, right? It's just being able to say, we have thousands and thousands of years worth of ancient customs and ancient traditions and ancient methods and ancient techniques, and they all work and they work great. But basically, there's a lot of people that go into ritualization. They go into a lot of different forms of dogmas and such. But really, when you strip all that away and you come into the bare bones, it's something like what you receive with the BCR technique. All it is just accumulating love, right? And with affirmations that you use, yeah, absolutely, you could probably come up with 100,000 different affirmations, because they will uniquely work for each and every single person. And whatever is your pick you up, whatever is moving up into that next level, that's what you want to continue to use. So again, your presentation really demonstrated that well. So thank you for that today, Zach. I appreciate it. All right. So we're going to go ahead now and do a group healing for everybody here. Again, Zach's website, let me just go ahead and pull that up again. If you want to find out more about Zach, you can go to zachhayter.com. He does spiritual coaching. There's a lot more information on his website. So go ahead and check that out there, zachhayter.com. Zach, again, thank you for being my special guest today. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Okay, so why don't we all work together now and do a group healing. So just as many of you have tuned in before with the Friday webcast, we're just going to get ourselves nice and comfortable, making sure your body is free of any tension. And we're just going to place our hands upon the center of our chest. We'll take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Exhale. And once again, inhale. Exhale. And one more time, inhale. Exhale. And as you are relaxing, just move your awareness and focus down to the base of your spine, and feeling the black etheric roots coming out through the base of the spine and just moving down the legs, going all the way down to the bottom of the feet, and feeling those roots going deeply into the earth, going deeper and deeper directly into her heart. And as you feel those roots now connecting with her heart, feeling that love energy that you are working with, harmonizing with all together, we're now going to do a scan. Okay, so we're just going to scan ourselves on the top of our head, going all the way down to the bottom of our feet, just like a little green beam that's coming here. And we're just scanning for any surface debris. Okay, anything that's surface-based tension, surface stress, anything on the surface that we are noticing within ourselves right now. If there's any forms of conflict or disease, any forms of tension, any forms of illness, or anything of that nature, whatever you feel your body requires right now, requires your attention. And we're just taking that energy, we're seeing it as black liquid, and we're just sending it down to the base of the spine. And we're feeling all of that black liquid energy now, leaving the body through the black roots, going deeper into the ground. And as soon as you feel that energy moving towards the heart of the earth, you're giving your love to the earth, you're thanking her, and just seeing that debris, that black liquid dense energy, transmute directly into pure spirit light. Okay, so just as it goes through you, goes into the earth, moves towards her heart, and you're seeing the beautiful spirit light transmuting all of that dense energy away. And now that you have done that, we're now going to bring some energy up from the earth with us. So now you're going to feel that brown energy of the earth moving up to the roots, connecting up to the feet, past the ankles, past the knees, and moving directly up into the base of the spine. As it connects to the base of the spine now, we're now just going to work with the chakra centers once again. Okay, so working with the root chakra, colored red. Okay, and just feeling that apple red color, moving in a counterclockwise direction as you spin it. Counterclockwise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Moving up now into the sacral chakra, the navel chakra, colored orange. Okay, seeing that orange color spiraling counterclockwise 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Moving up now into the solar plexus, colored yellow like a lemon. Okay, counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Moving up now into the heart chakra, colored green like grass. Counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Moving up now into the throat chakra, colored sky blue. Counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Moving up now into the third eye chakra, colored ocean blue. Counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Finally, moving up into the crown chakra, colored violet. Counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we have spun all of those energies now. We're going to focus our energy now down to the abdomen as we take a deep breath in and exhale. Feeling that rainbow light cascading down your body like a fountain, going all the way down to the bottom of your feet and moving that energy up into the perineum. And now as we focus on our heart, we can place our hands just upon our heart now and just feel our heart beating. And we take a deep breath in. Exhale softly, feeling the torus field expanding. Okay, where the top of the toroidal field is above our heads, bottom is just below our feet. And again, we're seeing it in a counterclockwise direction. If you are advanced in visualization, you can see them as 2 hemispheres, one moving clockwise and the other moving counterclockwise. Otherwise, just see the toroidal field moving in a counterclockwise direction in wholeness. And now that the toroidal field is softly starting to spin counterclockwise. Going into our heart now, we're just seeing behind the heart. We're going right to the back of the heart right now, to the innermost chamber at the back of the heart, and that is where our spirit light dwells. That is our Christ's throne. And we're going to feel that light now. As we take a deep breath in, exhale, feel that spirit light expanding through your body, moving past your body and directly into the toroidal field. Okay, the toroidal field is now completely imbued and glowing with this white spirit light, with your Christ light. And again, you can talk to Spirit. You can let Spirit work together with you. Spirit is available to you. It is at your beck and call. And now we're going to go ahead and do the group healing now. So what I want you to do is I want you, just as you did your scan earlier, just looking into an area of your body that you feel could use some healing right now. Okay, is it a headache? Is it a sore throat? Is it a backache? Is there any emotional issue that you feel you're going through right now? And if it is an emotional issue, you're just asking where this may be positioned within your body, and Spirit will tell you exactly where it is. Okay, so you're just finding that one area, choosing that one spot. Okay, as you do that, you're now just feeling that that energy now of the black roots coming out through the hands. Okay, and feeling the black roots absorbing itself directly into that area of the body. Okay, so it's wrapping itself around, absorbing itself directly into that area. And of course, together we're going to do the apologetic affirmation, as this will loosen the energy so that we can therefore collect it into the palms afterwards. Okay, so you guys can repeat after me. I apologize to my body for being neglectful regarding this condition. I ask for my body's forgiveness, and I ask for my body's assistance to clear away this condition and release it to Spirit, to be purified and forgiven in totality. And so it is. Okay, so now we have loosened that energy. Body is very, very thankful that you apologized to it. So now that it is loosened, we're going to feel all of that black liquid dense energy from that area that you have chosen. And it's now being absorbed. All of that black liquid dense energy is being absorbed through the roots and being collected directly into your hands. Okay, and as it's being collected into the hands, just letting it go its full process, just letting the liquid move directly into your hands fully, 100%. Okay, and for those of you watching this on recording, you can pause this now as well too. And if you need a little bit of extra time, just putting all of that liquid into your hands, go ahead and pause this and then press play when you want to resume and continue on with the healing. For everybody else now, I will now connect with Spirit. I command God's Spirit light to completely cancel out, eliminate, neutralize, and purge all of the black liquid dense energy contained within the hands of everyone that is witnessing this transmission here and now, either through live transmission or through recorded transmission, sending all of that black liquid dense energy from their hands, putting it up into source consciousness to be purified and forgiven in totality. Apply. Okay, deep breath in, deep breath out. So be it. All right. So when you guys are finished with your healing, then you want to just make sure you get a glass of water, give yourself a bit of a restful time, right? If you want to take a little bit of a break, take a nap if you need to as well too, or take a walk in nature. Just give yourself a good restoration day. Okay, that will certainly help, especially when you're doing a lot of healing. And nature is best for that. Nature is, again, a continuous healer and purifier for us all. So, Zach, you feeling good too? Good. All right. Excellent. Okay, guys. So we're going to go ahead now to questions. So if you guys do have any questions for myself or for Adronis or for Zach, you can feel free to leave a comment here or leave a question. Okay, I'm just kind of scrolling up the chat here all together. Zach, are you able to scroll up the chat, or is it just kind of going through?
It's just going through for me.
Just going through. Okay. So yeah, there's some people here to say thank you very much, Zach. It's very positive. You had a very positive presentation. Fantastic teaching, says John. So great. Did a great job. Wow. Thank you very much. It's very emotional. Yep. Great.
That's lovely. Thank you so much, folks.
Yeah, no problem. So John was asking me if I still live on Salt Spring. What's the condition there in Salt Spring Island? Oh, I haven't been there in a few weeks. When I was there a few weeks ago, everything was great. It was really, really beautiful. I'm kind of wishing I was there today. It's such a nice sunny day here. But no, when I was there last, there's some people that are theorizing that there's Chinese troops there and all that. I have not seen any. When I was there was not a single troop that was there. Oh, someone says, I like your t-shirt, Brad. Yeah, it's the way shower.
So awesome.
It's my little code, right? All right. Yeah, you guys can certainly ask questions. This is where questions are happening. So a question from Julie says, I got off antidepressants and I'm having symptoms, really zingy in the head. Any suggestions? The BCR technique, that's really what I would suggest. Now, basically, when you're going into, when you have antidepressant medicine, I've talked to a lot of people who have had that, you really want to try and detoxify your body as well, too. So what I would suggest to you guys is also the medical medium procedure, the protocols. Okay, if you have his first book, I would suggest just looking at that. Okay, so you really want to work with a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables, a lot of organic eating. Okay, and we really want to get the body purified, right? We want to alkaline the body as well too, make sure our pH is healthy. But you also want to work with your emotional and your mental well-being as well too. So that's where the BCR and the TC technique come together. Like I said, you guys are already aware of the black ball technique as well too. Just like what we were doing here today is just another version of the black ball. Just instead of a ball, we're putting it into our hands. So you can refer to that as the hand collector technique or the black ball. They're basically one and the same. Okay, so just keep working on that and make sure you're just eating well as well too. Make sure you're detoxifying your body. You may want to look into doing some liver cleanses, some kidney cleanses, some intestinal cleanses as well too. Just getting all of that old gunk out of the system altogether. But follow the medical medium procedures. That's what I would recommend. Okay. Julie says, where can I find the technique? The BCR technique? Yeah, just on my YouTube channel here, right? So if you're watching me on YouTube, which you are, just go onto my channel and just type in BCR technique. Okay, capital B, capital C, capital R technique. Okay, and you'll see a couple of videos coming up. And one of them is a presentation video. The other one is the demonstration of the technique as well too. I would suggest watching them both, okay? Because that'll help you out quite a bit. Okay, here's one from Maria. Question for Adronis. I'm a medical doctor and medical astrologer, working through with plants medicine. Does this methods have future? Well, I could basically tell you right flat off, absolutely. But let me bring Adronis in and he can elaborate a little bit further about plant medicine, working together with plant medicine, okay? One moment, and here we go. Soul Star. Sirius. Adronis. We are here at this time. We bid you greetings and thank you very much for the opportunity of this interaction today. I am Adronis of Sirius, sending love, appreciation, and gratitude to all who are tuning in to this broadcast through your internet collective consciousness. We have been asked a question about the idea of the future, as you say, relating to the working of plant medicine. Well, you have to understand that many of your ancient ancestors have worked with plant medicine for many thousands of years. In fact, the idea of what you term as your pharmaceutical industry has actually just been a refined rendition of actually utilizing plant medicines found commonly within the Amazon. That's all they've done. In fact, you will look at many of the pharmaceutical drugs that are actually patented after certain types of venoms that you can actually find from certain creatures existing within the Amazon rainforest. So the whole idea of the pharmaceutical industry, even though it is in that sense more so a synthesized degree of medication and medicine altogether, is that it is therefore utilizing much in regards to the ancient practices and ancient methods and ancient medicines used from the idea of the indigenous world. So working together with plant medicine has never been off course. But again, what many of the pharmaceutical companies will do is they will again artificialize many of these different forms of medications and drugs, etc., because it will actually bring more harm than good. And it's basically used to mask and control and to manipulate certain areas within the body. And of course, that is not helpful whatsoever. Whereas when you're looking back into the organic nature of plant medicine, it works in complement together with the body. It is in harmony with the body based upon what you are utilizing. Again, there will be certain forms of toxins or poisons, or in that sense, other particular forms of venoms that will again be synthesized in a particular way to work as elixirs in that way. Certain things from snakes or toads, for example, even with snails as well too. Again, all represent certain levels of excretion or toxins or venoms synthesized in a particular way to cancel out particular forms of viruses and illnesses that one may possess. And of course, there are natural medicines of the Amazon, for example. One of them will again be that which you would term as ayahuasca. And we would say, of course, many of you may have already attempted to work with that as well, the spirit vine. So working together with plant medicine has been around with man since the dawn of time. It is the eldest, as you would say, of the medicines. So again, everything pertaining to your pharmaceutical industry, which really hasn't been around all that long, is all just part of a configuration, rendition, and refinement of many of these particular forms of principles relating to plant medicine that has been around for many thousands of years and will continue to be around for as long as the earth exists, because you will have further breakthroughs with it as you transcend a pharmaceutical background and move more into the idea of the holistic approach pertaining to natural plant medicines. So yes, not only does it have a bright future, but it has been your lifeblood in regards to improvement and self-healing through your ancient past as well too, since the beginning of time to where man has come upon the planet. All right. We thank you very much for your question. All right. Thank you, Adronis, and thank you very much for your question, Maria. All right. Zach, did you have anything to add to that?
Well, oh God, that was plant medicine. Yeah, absolutely. It's really interesting. It's one of these topics that's big right now, I suppose. It's kind of the traditional way of like, right, it's a new year, going to set our New Year's resolutions. I know for one, I don't really do New Year's resolutions as such, but it just so happens to be that this particular time that I'm in right now, for the past few years, I've been doing liver flushes now and again, and I've got rid of most of the gallstones out of my liver and gallbladder.
Mhm.
My intention then was to move into this next phase that I'm just about to move into, which is a juice fast, essentially. It's very similar. I can imagine it's similar to the protocol of the medical medium, but this one that I'm using in particular, well, there's two. There's either the Master Fast system, which you can find on Facebook, or go to the masterfastsystem.com. I'm not affiliated with them, but it's a really good protocol.
Mhm.
Also, Dr. Morse, Dr. Robert Morse, who's been like a naturopath or homeopath, naturopath, one of the two for a long time. And yeah, in terms of nature's medicine, in terms of rejuvenating, healing the body on a cellular, emotional even level, the juice fasting followed by a raw vegan diet can really clean out the pipes in ways unlike anything else. So yeah, that's it's good to focus on plant medicine in that way.
Yes. Yeah. So then there's always been recommendations. Like many people have asked Adronis about plant medicine and think that they like to go back into what's termed as shamanism. The thing is, shamans really don't like that word, right? Shamanism, right? It's medicine men, it's medicine women, right? So basically what you're doing is you're going into medicine, right? Even when Adronis comes through, he doesn't quite refer to them as shamans, but medicine people, right? And so basically you're moving into the medicinals. So you're moving into the natural herbs, all of the natural elixirs that have, again, been around for a very, very long time. And their results are profound. So like I said, I remember you were talking about your liver healing as well too, Zach. So that was great. Very good to hear. I'm doing a lot more yoga as well too on a daily basis, and just working with that as well too. And that's doing a lot of clearing as well, because a lot of what I've been going through, it's a lot of stiffness in the body, right? So being able to get a lot of that stiffness, a lot of that is emotional. I have a lot of that emotional stiffness in the body. And the more that we're working with things like, again, healthy eating, detoxification, yoga, and qigong, etc., that's really going to help to improve the body overall. So very good. Let's move on to this question here. This is from GW. That's right. I remember I can put these questions up. Question: will full spectrum CBD impact our ability to connect to source energy? The best thing to connect with source energy, GWC, is you. All right. You are the best. You're the one that can connect to God. Okay. It's not coming to CBD oil to fully connect to God, right? You're going to have that connection. Some people will go into DMT states. Some people will go into psilocybin. But basically, in that sense, you're the one through your own consciousness that's bringing yourself to God, right? To move yourself into the connection directly to source. Now, basically, it's giving you kind of like a platform, an elevator, so to speak, so that you can take it to the top floor. But you have to press the button. You have to, again, walk past the elevator. You have to go into that source domain, right? So yes, there's many different forms of plant teachers, like with psilocybin, like with cannabis, and many others. But the whole idea is that they are a platform. They're helping us. They're bonding together in oneness with us and saying, if it is your intention, we can take you right to God, right? But you have to have that intention, right? So your own consciousness is bringing you there. But yes, they're helping you out to move yourself into this greater platform, into this greater dimension where you're able to perceive greater things. Like, I mean, not too long ago, I was doing psilocybin here as well too, one of the larger doses I've had. And I mean, I've had videos on my YouTube about that, right? Where Brad sounds like he's going crazy. So he's like dropping F-bombs and everything like that. It cracked me up like crazy. People were getting mad at me too. Brad, you're swearing too much. What's going on? You're dropping too many F-bombs. And it's like, oh, this isn't me, guys. This is the mushrooms talking, right? So I, again, just had a beautiful time, an amazing time with that. And I was just feeling so free. It's kind of like you're cracking a shell. An old shell is being cracked away, and you're feeling this new version of yourself coming together. You're without a shell. You've hatched in that way. And the thing I could say is it kind of reminds me of that movie Guardians of the Galaxy with Groot, right? I felt like a plant guy. I was just like in my room, just kind of jamming and free and just being completely free. I was laying on the bed, just, vibing to everything. It felt great. And he didn't have a concern in the world. Everything was clear. Everything was crystal. But see, if I didn't make those intentions to go ahead and do that, I would have never experienced God. I would have never experienced the source, right? That's something that is going to come through your own intention. So you're the one that connects to source energy. They are just platforms to help to take you there. They're showing you the door. You have to walk through it. Okay. Thank you, GWC, for your question. All right. We have another question here for Adronis, which I'll bring him in here in just a moment. This is from Kai. Kai says, Adronis, how can we regain our child state of wonder? where every place, person, and interaction felt magical. Can this be done? Can you tell us how? Certainly. All right. Let me bring him back in. He can share some information for this guy. One moment. We thank you once again, Kai, for your question, and thank you again for your interaction, all of you. As it relates to the idea of making the world magical, it is already a magical place, but you have to understand that you are the ones that make the earth what you deem fit. So if you make it a very bureaucratic world, it will become a very bureaucratic world. If you make it all about government and politics and money, it will all be about government and politics and money. But if you want to invoke your inner child, if you want to go back into those times of youth where you flourished with innocence, that too can come. The earth, the world, as you know, is what you make of it. So, therefore, if you want to go back into the inner child, well, then you have to start being a child again. You want to go back into that childlike innocence. You want to start dancing. You want to start singing. You want to start playing. You want to start having fun. You want to go out in nature and run around. You want to be with little children because they help to enhance that child quality together with you. It was your own Jesus who said, unless all of you start to work together like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. You see? Do you know why he said that? Because that is the nature of innocence. Innocence is found within the child. And when you start playing together with the state of innocence, you are not at all conflicted. You are not at all polluted with certain forms of confinements and belief systems. You are not in any way associated with harsh programming. You're set free. You're as youthful as a newborn baby. You're as playful as a little toddler. You're as imaginative as a little child. So you want to invoke that. Remember, as what we have stated to you, you must form a relationship to that which you know you wish to be. So without relationship, you basically are just standing still. You're not moving. You're not acting. You're not living. So you want to be the vibration of that younger child. You want to be the vibration of innocence, where it's very much as Brad stated when he was doing his funky mushroom trips, that he again was able to crack the shells. And as he cracked the shell, he became this new life, free and fun and happy and joyful. That's the idea. But when you're moving into the state of innocence, you are a clean slate, which means you're just simply looking at everything as is. It's not about the idea of having to feel like you're filled with love when you're in innocence. No, you work with love to help to purify that which has been contaminated through lack. Now, of course, you can be as absolutely as loving as you wish. You can let love flow through you eternally for as long as you wish. It's all up to you. It's your life. But when you're moving into the state of innocence, you are neither lack nor love. You are innocence. You are neutral. You are centered. You are in surrender. You are the I am. You are pure consciousness. And that's the nature of true innocence, because that's what a baby is when they come into the world. So there has been a point within your life where you have been pure innocence. And that is going back into the newborn infant. That is going back into the infancy of your being. And it is that infancy of your being that is actually the most powerful. You are not forgetting about your experiences. You are not forgetting about your memories. You are not forgetting about your thoughts or your feelings, but you've harmonized them. You've harmonized them to the point where they are not inciting a harmful reaction to you anymore. You are not inciting them to the level where you're only looking at a certain degree of reality. You're now looking at the entire band. You're looking at the entire spectrum of reality as an innocent. And it is that innocence that's going to take you there. And that, again, is the journey of the inner child, moving you from the inner child into infancy. You all have the capability of doing that. But again, it's forming relationship, forming bonds, working with yourself, being creative, using your imagination, working with your intuition, going into those arenas of vibration that bring you back into inner childhood and bring you back into the nature of innocence, because that is where you see the spectrum of everything, for that is the nature of God. All right? We thank you very much for your question. Okay, great. Thank you, Kai, for that. Zach, anything you wanted to add on to that?
Innocence, purity in that way.
Innocence, right? Essence, right? A sense of innocence. Yeah, you got it. Essence of innocence, a sense of innocence, etc. Yep. It's amazing how we word all these things and how they just come back to those original meanings. So very good. Okay, let's move on here. Tina says there have been a lot of earthquakes on Mother Earth where I live. Is Mother Earth in pain? Well, she's going through continual shifts, right? In that way, like I said, when we've gone through the point of no return, that was like a birthing of new consciousness, right? So basically what's happening is that there are jolts, there are shifts, there are transformations taking place because, yes, certain energy is still being moved around. I mean, this planet has been polluted for a very, very long time. And even though after she's given birth, she still has some shifts, some transformations to take place. We are literally on a new Earth right now, guys. Like we are looking at that new octave. Right, some people are saying, was it fifth density? Is it fourth density Earth or fifth dimensional Earth? We're moving into that arena, but it's still, again, like a rung of the ladder. It would be more appropriate to say these are octave shifts of the third density, moving us further into a higher density that will, in that some particular way, become parallel to a bridge where some people will go off into even another Earth, right? But like I said, that's a small number, but we'll continue to elevate ourselves in that way. So yes, we're moving up to a higher octave in that way. That's getting closer to that particular type of density, but it's a gradual process that will happen. But in the meantime, yes, she's going to be going through some growing pains in that way, or birth pains, you could say, or after-birth, post-birth pains, I guess you could say, and going through a lot of different shifts because there's a lot of energy. I said that we have anchored on this planet for a very long time. It needs to come out. So this is still going to continue here and there. For some places, like Hawaii, for example, areas around kind of like the Ring of Fire relating to the Pacific, that too can come under fire as well too. So there's a lot of shifting still taking place, and that will still happen for quite some time. All right. Okay. Is this you, Zach, or is this another Zach?
Yeah, it's another Zach as well.
Oh, okay. Brad, I have a question for you or Adronis about how the mental health field could be impacted by COVID-19 as far as new technologies go on a public scale. Well, here's the thing, guys. There really is no COVID virus, right? The whole idea is that there's a patent for that, but really there is no, I mean, I get quite a few people saying, Brad, I've been told I've been affected by the COVID virus. I said, fat chance of that, because there really is no COVID virus, right? There's a patent for it, and it has been designed in a laboratory, but there's no way that a virus like that could be spread on a worldwide level so quickly. And so what they basically had to do to compensate for that is basically assign other viruses to pose as the coronavirus, right? So I know it's a very touchy subject and people's channels are getting, nixed because of that. But nonetheless, that's what it is, right? So basically the whole idea is that this whole situation that's unfolding, guys, isn't even really about a virus. It's not really about a virus at all. It's about control. It's about trying to bring forward Agenda 21, Agenda 2030. The good news right now is a lot of governments are actually folding right now as we speak. We're actually starting to see some governments now going on the brink of collapse in Europe, right? In Germany, Russia is getting to that level. Italy is getting into that level as well too. A friend of mine was just telling me about this morning. The United States and Canada are next, right? They're going to be happening here very, very soon. So like I said, I think probably when we get into February, into March, right up into April, we're going to see a lot of these governments going into a great state of collapse because there is this huge transition that's taking place. So medical technologies, yes, I've already talked about this in the 2021 video. I think I even talked about this not too long ago in my last webcast as well too. A lot of new technologies are looking to come out, right? But it's still in development. There's new financial systems that are looking to come out as well too. Like we already have cryptocurrency that basically is looking to be money-backed currency as well too, gold, silver, etc. So there's a lot of different systems that are going to be coming out. But basically, the fiat currency system is going to be on the brink of collapse here. So I'd say 2021, 2022. Again, shared vision, guys, no predictions, okay? Just shared vision about these ideas. But that's what I feel is going to be happening. So we're really looking forward to a lot of great shifts that are taking place right now. New technologies are going to happen, and they're on many different levels. We have entered a new astrological age as well, too. And this astrological age is very, very complementary to the type of new technologies that we're going to get. And like I said, they're going to touch every single bandwidth of expression that they can, whether it's energy, whether it's medicine, whether it's transportation. All of these different forms of technology, educational levels are also going to improve as well, too. So we're going to see a big boom of a technological level. But don't concern yourselves, guys, about coronavirus. Okay, it's nothing but a sham. It's a scamdemic. Okay, it's all about, again, trying to create this control. It was their last ditch effort to try and create a world order. Okay, but they have missed their deadline. Guess when their deadline was, guys? December 21st, 2020. Point of no return. If they did not establish their empire by that time, they're finished. And now we're seeing that. We're seeing the effect of that. They've missed their deadline. They have not been able to achieve this. No matter how much they pull, no matter how much they tug, they are not going to be able to recover from this. It's going to be their downfall. And again, we're looking at transitional times, transitional governments, transitional everything. Like I said, I'm getting kind of more turned off by politics each and every single day. It's not really something I like to talk about too much anymore. But nonetheless, people ask me and I answer. So that's what I can share regarding that. Zach, any further info on that?
Well, it's interesting you were saying about switching off from the kind of the news essentially of what's going on in the political arenas, and it's been the same for me. I mean, I've been watching it as close as I've been watching it closely. I've been trying to keep up with like what Trump's doing, especially, and it's been it's kind of there's this excitement that's bubbling within me, and I can imagine so many people are feeling this kind of simmering excitement that's going on, but at the same time it's like it's been dragging out for the past couple of months now, going on 3 months, and it's like something's about to shift, something's about to break, like the breach, as you would say, the breach. So
exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean that's simply the way it is too as well. So like I said, guys, just go inside, go within. That's your greatest option. So hi, Brad and Zach from Leo. Sometimes when I do the BCR technique, I have trouble visualizing things that make me feel love or happiness. Any tips on working with the imagination? Just start from the beginning. Start with things that are very, very simple. Like I said, if you find yourself in a beautiful paradise, right? Maybe you're in the tropics, right? Maybe you're on a tropical island, and maybe that's something that's very exciting to you. If you could be anywhere on the world right now, Leo, where would that be? Well, maybe that's in Barbados. Maybe that's in the Caribbean, right? Maybe that's in Europe somewhere, wherever it is. You're creating a setting for yourself. Now you want to take that setting and you want to enhance it even further. What is it about that setting that can make you feel even more exciting? What if the trees became alive and started talking to you, right? Oh, that'd be cool. What if I started seeing people fly in the air and now realizing I can fly in the air and now I can start flying around the entire planet? How would that feel? Oh, that's pretty cool, right? What about my loved ones if I'm interfacing with their higher selves and they're just so happy that I'm here? They're embracing me and they're kissing me and they're cuddling me and they're so happy that I'm here. They're tackling me to the ground because they're so happy that I'm here. How does that make you feel? Oh, it's ecstatic. Well, there you go. It's these simple things. It's like Adronis has said, you want to go back to the inner child. Stop thinking like an adult. No offense, guys, but the adult is the stupidest version of ourselves, right? It's when we go back into the inner child. When we go back into the children, that is actually the most intelligent part of ourselves, because that is leading towards innocence. That is where they're moving into fun, into happiness, into joy. They have an expanded imagination, right? You want to take all the traumas, all the crap out of your childhood nature and purify yourself, strip that all away, and just see the bare child. And that's what you're becoming. And now you're playing with imagination, you're creating, you're painting, you're dancing, you're singing, you're having a blast. That is what's going to liberate you. Adults, no. Right? I think the most intelligent person is a child in an adult body, right? That is what's going to bring about a lot of happiness, a lot of joy. It's like me, like I'm making comic books. Again, guys, I'm drawing, I'm enjoying making stories. I'm creating things here as well. I'm letting my creative juices flowing. And that's bringing me back into, the child nature. And it's freeing, it's liberating, it's exciting. This is why I don't care about the stupid politics, because that's some stupid adult thing. I don't care about that. You think kids care about politicians? Yeah, when I grow up, I want to be president of the United States. Oh, please, that's a snore fest, right? Give me a break. I want to be a politician. I want to take people's money. I want to write bills, right? That's a childhood dream, right? Give me a break. Get that crap out of your life. Right? Go back into the nature of innocence. Go back into happiness. Work with the child. Okay. So that would be the idea, Leo, is just, even if you can't visualize things, feel it, right? Just go inside and feel it. Some people do not have a strong visualization. Now, there's a lot of third eye meditations that you can do as well too, right? Some people will just say pressing down on your brow chakra like this. I've also given you guys a technique, right? With the idea of working together with mudras to helping to enhance the third eye as well too. There's quite a few of them out there, and that's fine. Some will work, some may not. But the whole idea, as long as you're just feeling a lot of these things, you're telling yourself a story within your mind, and you're just going along with the story through the state of feeling. That too can be very powerful alongside visualization. Okay, so keep working with that. Zach, anything you wanted to add for him?
Yeah, so Leo, there's a couple of things. Firstly, I've had the same experience before with the BCR technique when it's trying to create that visualization that really works for us to raise our frequency up. And it's like Brad said, what I would suggest there is like going back to the basics of it for sure, and just starting from scratch and just finding something, just getting really creative and just spending the time it takes for you to find something creatively that really works for you in terms of visualization. Now, also one other thing that I would suggest as well is just, as in the presentation I did earlier on with affirmation, try incorporating affirmation as well. That could really help. One other thing as well is, of course, this one other kind of practice that I do sometimes. Haven't done it for a while, but it still works quite well in its own kind of way. It's not, I don't feel it's particularly profound, but it's just kind of, you can do this anywhere, but you're walking down the street or you're just anywhere. It doesn't really matter where you are, but you can just kind of, you don't even have to place your hands on your heart to do it, but you can place your hands on your heart to do it. And just kind of, as you're breathing in, just imagine yourself collecting love energy from all around you in your local environment. And then when you breathe out, you're kind of integrating that love energy that you've collected inside yourself. And then you breathe in again, bring energy into you, and then breathe out, integrate it inside yourself. That can help as well in cultivating love energy.
Very good. Yeah, so that will help as well. So Leo, take some notes on this, right? Go back to the recording if you need to. There's a lot of great information here for you. Okay, so best with that. Here's another question here from Jana. Jana says, question for Adronis or Brad. How to feel like it's already done, the preferred state of being in action, while you don't know the new feeling yet. Well, that's the whole idea. You want to know the feeling, right? So let's say, for example, Jana, that I wanted you right now to imagine a soap bubble, okay? A soap bubble is right here in your mind. Now, can you clearly see that? I'll assume you'll say yes. So if I'm telling you to see a soap bubble right now I want you to see a beautiful pink heart right in the middle of that soap bubble, like it's floating in there. And I want you to kind of rotate the bubble, and you're kind of seeing the heart rotate at the same time. And as soon as you focus on that heart, a beautiful pink light starts to expand a lot more. Now, pay attention. How does it make you feel? So if you see this beautiful clear soap bubble and this beautiful red heart in the center, as soon as you focus on the heart, you feel that pink light coming in, and you feel that pink light touching you. How does that make you feel? Makes me feel loving. Makes me feel free. There you go. Okay, the feeling is everything. Now, Jana, do you have a loved one in your life? Okay, maybe you have a partner. Maybe you love your mom and your dad so much. How did that happen? How did you do that? Right? So that's like me going up to you and saying, okay, we have a romantic partner. How'd you do that? How'd that happen? Well, I did it because I love this person. I spent time with them. I built a relationship with them. Yes, you see, that's it. You want to build a relationship with that which stimulates great feeling within you. All right. So when you have a partner, when it's your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your best friend, right? You have worked to build a relationship. You're not just grabbing a person down the street. Hey, man, I instantly love you. Mwah, kissing you right on the lips. All right. You want to build a relationship with that person. That person's probably going to freak out and run away from you. Okay. I love you. Come back here, my darling. Who the hell are you? You crazy? You're crazy. Right. So again, this is why we build rapport. We build relationship with people. Okay, so the same thing goes with your preferred state of being in action. You find that through relationships. Okay, so you work together with these visualizations. You imagine God, right? Now that's, of course, one of the biggest conundrums there is, because God is formless and God has no image or anything of that nature. But what you're doing is you're thinking of the moment when God actually touches you. And I'll tell you guys how that happens. And whenever you guys have an aha moment, that's God. All right. So what I do in meditation is I actually do a slow motion thing. All right. I see myself having an aha moment, like, oh, I feel my eyes getting bigger. I feel like my cheeks are getting glowing like crazy, right? Because I have that aha moment. But what I do is I pause it and I rewind and I go back just the moment before I react to it. And that's God. And so I'm focusing on that moment just before reacting, relating to an aha moment. That's God. So this is what a lot of the masters will say, contemplating God. You contemplate God when you have that epiphany, when you have that aha moment, but you're rewinding it. It's pre-reaction. So just before you react and you just get that feeling, and people feel it. It's like right? I feel it. It's that feeling you want to conserve within yourself. You're focusing on that energy. That's God, right? So that's what you're doing. You're contemplating God. And now you're filling yourself up with that all together. And you're noticing that God power works together through every cell of your body. So when I'm doing the healing with you guys and I say, I can command spirits, God, light to, et cetera, apply, okay, that is power happening. Now you notice when I do this a lot, I do this. When I start working with spirit codes, what I'm doing is I'm creating a spirit sphere. Okay, it's like in magic when people create magic circles, right? They will create a magic circle while they do their invocations. This is my magic circle. That's the sphere. It's a chi ball, right? And so I'm talking to God through this chi ball. Where's God? Within me, the innermost chamber, the back of the heart. Okay, and around my body and without my body, right? So I'm working together with the chi ball. That's my magic circle. I'm actually putting this in one of my comic books as well too, teaching people this as well. So you're working with that chi sphere, that spirit sphere, and you're putting that intention, and you know 100% with faith that God is there, because when I'm doing this, guess what I'm saying in my mind? Almighty God, right? So that's what's happening with me. That is now a God sphere. And everything that I put in through invocation, through voice, through vocality, through thought, through feeling, goes inside that sphere, and it is done. That's my magic circle. That's my spirit sphere. Okay? So again, that requires feeling. That requires a certainty of knowing 100% that I am with God, and God is with me. I am in the Father, and the Father is in me. I am in the Mother, and the Mother is in me. Right? I'm going to be teaching this in the Spirit Ambassador classroom as well too, which again is on Newer TV Live. It's free. You can check out the Spirit Ambassador page. There's already several modules there already. Okay. So Jana, that's what you want to do. You want to become accommodated with feeling. You want to have relationship with all the things that make you feel wonderful, feel joyful, right? That's the key. Zach, anything you wanted to add on that?
Yeah, Jana, just wanted to say on that, this is pretty much exactly the same as what Brad's just said, just saying it in a slightly different way. I would invite you just to go into meditation, and in meditation, just visualize in the first person or the third person that version of yourself in the linear future that's already achieved that thing or has accomplished that thing that you want to accomplish, and just tap in and familiarize yourself with the vibration of that version of yourself in the linear future. And then once you've familiarized yourself with that vibration, you'll remember it, and then you'll be able to offer that vibration yourself to be able to bridge the gap between you and that version of yourself.
Exactly. Very good. All right. And here's a question from John. It's very quick. He just asked Adronis this question, but like the answer is already here. What zodiacal constellations contain extraterrestrial life? Guys, every star contains life. Okay. There's even life in outer space that we would know of. Okay. Basically, you have to understand that outer space of what we know is a gigantic cosmic ocean. It's an ocean, right? That's why there's so much water in space, okay? So basically, not only in star systems is there life, but there's life on other, in between the dimensions of space. right? There are gigantic amoebas. There's gigantic plasmic beings that will attach to the atmospheres of planets and actually getting their nourishment from the atmospheres. They will connect to the sun, and they will actually work to get a lot of its etheric nutrition, I guess the best way to put it, through that way as well too. Life is abundant everywhere, okay? It's not just on this beautiful little ball we call Earth, okay? It's everywhere. The entire universe teems with life. There's bacteria in space, everybody. That's life, okay? And that's extraterrestrial as well too. So from the microcosm to the macrocosm, there is life everywhere. Adronis has talked about this many times. It says everywhere within the universe teems with life. Life is everywhere because the universe is life. All right, so keep that in mind. We're going to end with this question here. This is from MM Hrod. Question, new advice to how to lower blood pressure. Don't know how to apply technique, okay? You want to work with your liver. Okay, if there's a problem with blood pressure, you have a problem with the liver. So it could be the idea that it's toxic. There could be some metals in there, right? There could be some fatty buildup within the liver as well too, right? So you want to make sure that you're cleaning the liver out appropriately. So whenever we have high blood pressure, again, first and foremost, it's emotion, right? Our emotion is stressing our body out. And as it stresses our body out, our natural bodily systems become compromised. As they become compromised, we start getting invaders. We start getting toxicities. We start getting metals. We start getting all these buildups and stagnancies contained within all the essential areas of the body. So what do? We want to, yes, work with the physical body. We want to detox. We want to clean things out. Like I said, Zach has suggested cleaning as well too through detoxification. There's a medical medium that's suggested as well too, but I also suggest emotional and mental well-being, BCR Technique. Guys, this is why I keep saying, please watch the BCR Technique video on my channel. It is the most important video there is, okay? And I'm only seeing like a few thousand. As soon as I put an Earth Intelligence report up, like 20,000, 30,000 people. Okay, that's great. BCR Technique, 4,000, 5,000. Come on. Get up off your butts. I'll come over to your house and kick you in the butt if I need to. All right? Right? So make sure you're working with the BCR Technique, the BCR and TC Technique. Okay, guys? It's so frigging simple. But again, it's for people who really want to take self-responsibility, okay? So with lower blood pressure, absolutely. Take good care of yourself physically, but work with your emotional and mental bodies as well too, okay? And BCR Technique and TC Technique, Black Ball Technique, those are ideal for helping with that. Keeping a journal, okay? Writing things down on a daily basis. This is you tracking your progress, okay? Very, very important. Zach, anything you want to add?
Okay, well, so with low blood pressure, as you said, Brad, relation to the liver there, I just want to kind of do a broad kind of few things that I would kind of want to plug here. So the Masterfast system, you can search for that on Facebook and the masterfastsystem.com. There's also, just generally looking into raw veganism, and also the amazing liver and gallbladder flush. That's really good looking into that as well. That's by Andreas Moritz. There's also, and the mucusless diet healing system, which is probably just going to tell you pretty much what the medical medium will tell you. But yeah, that's all I wanted to plug really for that. That's what I would recommend.
Absolutely. So again, guys, work with that. Work with the physical body. Work with the BCR Technique. Because if you don't, I'm going to come over to your house and kick your butt. All right. I'm keeping a list here. It's like, have you done the BCR Technique? Oh, that's it. I'm going to find your address. Come over there. Give you a body slam or something. Give you a suplex or something. I'm just kidding, guys. I love you guys. I would never beat you up unless I have to. All right. So, guys, thank you so much for being a part of the New Earth TV Live today. Zach, thank you for being here once again. And Zach, what again is your website?
ZachHayter.com. Feel free to go over there and check out the spiritual coaching, also emotional healing coaching as well. And I'm in the process of writing a course at the moment, which is going to be coming through in a couple of weeks or so, all being well. So, yeah. Feel free to check that out if you need some help or assistance in terms of spirituality and emotions.
Great. Excellent. Thank you so much again, Zach, for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you again, everybody, for being here. Join me next week, next Friday. We'll be back for another New Earth TV Live again, and join us tomorrow. Okay, go to newearthtv.live and again, go to the events page And when you're there, you'll see the Adronis Q&A with Adronis, okay, episode 2. You'll just see it in the events page there. And you'll see the link to Zoom. It's free, okay? So go ahead and click on that registration link, and we're going to have an exciting time for Q&A tomorrow. I'll also add it again to the YouTube chat here today as well, too. So thank you very much, everybody. Talk to you again next week. Zach, thank you again, and we'll talk soon.
Much love. Bye for now.
Thank you.